What's up, everybody? So this is probably going to end up being my first YouTube video, so I apologize if I don't have some of the camera settings just right or if video quality isn't where it's supposed to be, but we're going to get right into it here. So, I'm not much of a gamer, but I did play through Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and once you get past the bugs and glitches that seem to occur just about every day, it was actually a pretty fun game. One thing that I really enjoyed about it was the dice game Orlog. I've done a little research online, and I've seen some people making their own version of it. I do know that Ubisoft, they announced that they're going to be making a standalone version of the game sometime in 2021. But if you don't feel like waiting till then, or you just want to make your own, I'm just going to try to give you a couple ideas, some things that I did and that are working for me. So to make my dice, I went with this off Amazon, this woodpecker 3/4 inch cubes, quantity of 100. They're made of birch, cost about $12 on Amazon, so pretty affordable. You got a bunch of them, which is good if you mess some up. So the first set of dice I made, I just made them with Sharpie. You got the arrow, axe, shield, helmet, and then the steel. That's usually a gauntleted hand to steal God favor from your opponent. I'll be honest, I'm no artist, and my gauntleted hand looked more like a mutated turkey, so I went with just this symbol. You know, it's a fictional game, so you can kind of make it however you want. So then the sixth side of the dice, that's the one with this outline on it, that just symbolizes the side that you'd get a God favor token if you'd roll that one. So after making the two sets with just the Sharpie as like a prototype, after that I went on to, again, same wood, but I made two sets that I wood burn. As far as a finish on these, I just put like a maple finish on this set, and this set actually just came out. It was soaking in what I usually soak spoons and stuff that I carve in. It's boiled linseed oil and citrusolve together. So when you put a finish on it, you want to keep in mind, and this is going to be different for each type of wood, I'm sure, but for this at least, the end grain ends up getting a lot darker than like the sides. And again, these are still wet, so that's going to dry and fade a little more. But some of the another reason why it's good to get a big pack of 100, you can test out a bunch of different stains on them. This is like a honey stain, but it ended up being really dark on the ends. That's why I didn't use that one. And again, it's going to be different depending on the kind of wood you use. So it might not be as extreme on other types, but for this birch at least, it's definitely darker on the end grain. Even with this maple stain, you can see that. Overall, I'd say I'm pretty happy with the way the wood burnt one turned out. I just used one of these wood burners from, I think I got this at Michael's years ago. To make it better, I'd probably go with one with one of the fine wire tips to get more detail. I just used this universal tip on this one, which did the job, but not the best, especially for like doing the helmet. I'd like to try making another set. My sister, she's got one of those crickets, so maybe making some stencils on that and then trying to wood burn using the stencils. So I might make a follow-up video if I do that and those turn out well. So an interesting issue that I've noticed when trying to turn this into like an actual physical game, and I'm interested to see how they do it or do it differently. But one issue is you got 6 dice. And there's 5 different symbols. And obviously the dice each have 6 sides. So when you get to the point where you need to make the ones for the God favors, so the ones that have the outer ring around it, you only got 5. So you'd have to double one, or just do what I did and leave it blank. So all that does is give you a token. Now on the video game, I've seen already where you roll like 2 of the same here, so like maybe 2 helmets. I don't know how you would decide which you would make more than one of. I figure this is the fairest way to do it, and that's also why I made my sets 2 slightly different colors, so I can tell the sets apart. I want to be able to tell them apart because that way there's one of each of these, and you're not more likely to get one symbol over another that way. I guess the next challenge would be the God favors themselves. In the game, some of the combinations that you can use just seem really overpowered. So rather than doing it that way where you can just pick the 3 you want, I think there's 20 of them. When I play with these physical dice, I'll do kind of a random draw. Each person will get 3. And the way I randomly draw it, I've got, this just seems kind of fitting for the theme of the game, but I've got these rune stones, just kind of matched one to each rune stone. These are engraved into, I think, labradorite, so they look pretty cool. But just match one of those with one of the God favor cards, and for those I just wrote them down on just note cards. If you're interested though, on Etsy, there's a shop called Gamercraft Workshop, and they make like paper printable ones. It's like $4 to print them all out, and you can just use the paper copies then, or you could actually, I think, use them as stencils if you wanted to make them out of wood then. So that's kind of cool. Also, if you don't want to make your own dice, there's some Etsy shops that do that. Troll Manufacturing is a shop. Vulcancraft HK, that's another one. And then there's Gifts for Gamers CO. They make like a full game. Now that only comes with 2 God favor tokens though, so it doesn't really give you the option of picking through the like 20 different options there are, but that is an option that you can do if you're interested. Alright, so I hope that was somewhat helpful. Hope there was some good information in there, or something that can inspire you to go out and make your own. If you want to go the route of buying your own set, you can either wait till the actual version's released later this year, or I'll link some of those Etsy shops in the video description. I haven't bought anything from any of the shops. I'm not affiliated with any of them, but their stuff looks good, so if you want to take that route, go for it. If I end up making another set using stencils, and if there's interest in seeing it, maybe I'll do a follow-up video on that. This isn't going to be the typical type of video I do on this channel. but it's just something I haven't seen a whole lot of content about, so I figured I'd put something out there. But otherwise, thanks for watching. I'm definitely interested in seeing any comments, thoughts, questions on what I did or what I could do differently. Like I said, this isn't my typical type of video. Future videos will probably be camping, bushcraft, campfire cooking, smoking meat, brewing beer, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, check out some future videos. But otherwise, yep, thanks for watching. See you next time.